Hello, friends. It's Chapo.
It's the same thing as like the exact previous generation of like decabillionaires and centibillionaires. Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, like everyone says, yeah, I'm going to give away like, over half or in some cases 99% of my fortune. What we see that means in practice is like, oh, I'm going to donate the bulk of my net worth as it exists in equity in, whatever company I founded or took over. I'm going to donate that to a family foundation that is, completely shields my kids from inheritance tax. But it will look like I gave it all to charity because, once a year we do a desalination plant that helps on net 10 people.
Yep, and we throw a huge gala every year, and we all pat ourselves on the back and yay.
And I think the comparison to Warren Buffett is a good one here. I think just the effective altruists have a new buzzword that they use, which is long-termism. And when you consider the problems of humanity on the scale of 1 billion years, then, I don't know, letting rail workers have 7 days of paid sick leave a year seems like sort of selfish and piddling in comparison to the billions of people that you're going to save from hunger at some unspecified future date.
Yeah, but you're just thinking too short term, Will. You got to think about the future. The future, which, by the way, won't even exist because these guys aren't figuring out the problems that exist today.
Well, like as the stakes get higher and as like the average threshold for comfort gets further and further away, the meter for what it means to be a good person and be a billionaire gets adjusted. For Warren Buffett, it's just like, okay, I have $60 billion, but I vaguely support democratic policies and, will give peons about how I should be taxed more. For this next generation, when, yes, like the threshold of comfort is different and there's less mobility and the stakes seem higher and there's less of a coherent future, the meter for am I a good person is, can I make humanity an eternal species? Can I make us escape the death of the sun and the heat death of the universe? Can I defeat climate change? Can I prevent the plot of Terminator from happening? I know that's a big one for these guys.
Oh, God, they're so scared of the Terminator showing up.
Yeah.
Well, the Terminator's going to just show up and just shoot everybody. Oh, my God, I'm terrified. I'm so scared. We did too good a job of making computers. They got mad at us.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that. And it's like, I think it's very interesting to, compare 3 generations or 3 iterations of rapacious capitalists, starting with, Rockefeller, Carnegie, or JP Morgan, going into the Buffetts and Bezos and Soros. And now what we have here, the most bullshit, the most vaporware version of this. And look, I don't think John D. Rockefeller was a good guy, nor do I think that his charitable donations were really went as far as they could. But at least an opera house is a thing that you can see. It's a thing that people can go into and verify is real. Libraries are real. Universities are real. As time goes on and the fortunes become less tangible, the philanthropy becomes more just ephemeral.
Made up. Well, there's no libraries or anything that I've built now, but in 1 billion years, there's going to be a Dyson sphere around the sun, and that's me. I did that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the plot of Halo. Well, I'm gonna make the Ring World.
Well, I mean, like that's interesting because, like, if you're talking about guys like Mellon or Carnegie, who made their fortunes in what in steel. It doesn't get more physical than that. Like
exactly
minting I-beams that were going into girders that would like raise the Empire State Building or whatever. That's the to Lyndon LaRouche, the physical economy. But now guys like as Sam Bankman-Fried, like all of this is like you said, you cannot even answer the question, what do they make? What do they do? Yep. Whereas, so their philanthropy will be just as invisible.
That's right. It's just bullshit topped with bullshit. Like there's no, it's so destructive too, because, these things that resemble multi-level marketing schemes. Like if you look at there's so many tells for and studies show 99% of people lose in an MLM, 99, and it goes to the 1%. So when this all settles, it still hasn't fallen completely apart yet, by the way, like this will get worse. Like, when it all settles, it'll probably reflect that. And so 99 people will have given money to people like Sam so that what? so that what was accomplished? Like, are we ever going to do anything that's actually productive, like, and that actually addresses people's real needs? This is just getting grotesque.
Yeah, it is the least productive, least tangible, just nothing fortune, even before it collapsed. I mean, even Mellon, who did not make his money in the physical economy per se, he was a banker. At least like you could look at his books and go, okay, this made sense. He loaned money to X. He bought these bonds. He did this.
Right, because those bonds were connected to real world assets, right? Like all of those financial instruments were actually based on, like, even on it. Not, I'm weirdly now defending the subprime crisis, but even a CDO or whatever was still, if you squinted hard enough, there was a house involved.
Yeah, a mortgage is real. There's a real asset there, even if it's a bullshit mortgage. Yes.
Right. And so with this, it's like, no, there's nothing on top of nothing. There's like lines of code that are transmitted back and forth that represent nothing and that people put real money into, and all this wasted time and effort, right? Like just massive losses, like psychologically and mentally and all that stuff. But just like literally anything else would be better than doing this. Almost anything else.
Well, in terms of what all this money is actually doing in the real world, Ben, are you familiar with this? Is something I've seen a little bit over the last week or so, mostly and from like more right wing sources. But it's one of those things where like I see it and I think, maybe speculation that like FTX was just one massive money laundering operation to just send like billions to Ukraine, like unexamined by anyone, that it was all just like a funneling money to Ukraine or some reasons like that. Have you encountered this? Do you have any thoughts on it?
I mean, there's definitely a ton of money laundering in crypto for sure. It's really hard. It's really kind of impossible to quantify. So it wouldn't surprise me if some of the money went, I guess, in that direction. But like, I mean, the problem is pretty simple, right? We may hate the regulated financial system for good reason, but like it has all these rules so that the criminals can't use it. If you set up another system where there are no rules, the criminals will use it for whatever criminals want to use it for. Now, good people can use it too to get around those regulations that we don't like. But like, I don't know, call me a cynic. I think there's a lot more money in crime and a lot more criminals are going to find it, it's very useful for them for a lot of reasons. And the crypto people hate this, right? They're like, the industry people, they're like, how dare you shut down our literal mixer? Like a mixer, a Tornado Cash was this crypto mixer where basically like you put money in, you put crypto in, and then it mixes it with all these other cryptos. And so no one can tell like which part of the crypto is dirty. Well, why do you need a mixer if you're just trying to send money? Like, if you have a valid reason, why do you need to use a mixer? And by the way, like there are people running those mixers. So you can't just say, oh, it's the code. Like there's a dude in the Netherlands who was arrested because he was like facilitating this stuff. And they're laundering money from like all of the worst people in the world. It's coming from like every possible source you can think of. Russian money, Italian mafia, Chinese triads. Like it's dirty, dirty stuff. And people are indirectly helping them do that by investing their own money, right? Like they help inflate the value of these assets so there is enough liquidity to make this stuff possible. So it's bad. No, but I mean, the short answer is I don't know. FTX was not like funneling money to